definitely need a second monitor for this. Do I need to put somewhere else as well? Actually, I'm an illegal stream.
Apparently. I had to change my password for Twitch, so.
Oh my god. Why? Should be voice activated, much easier. Is there any room up?
Nope, not yet.
Omni versus Flight, I see. KKTM versus TWA. Sputs. No. Is Sputs playing as well? Let me see. Sputs versus CGER. Actually, most teams pick a time between 8 and 9 Central European time zone. It's been like that already for the last 3 weeks. In League 8, there are a few and 7 who started 1900 CST.
League 3, Spots versus CGR, that's also from our division. So. Conk is balance.
Conqueror is balance. RNG summer.
I wonder whether they train for the other one. Let's see the calendar. Oh, they're playing today as well.
Yep. Yeah, first league Omni versus Flight, MDIVX versus OM, UFR versus Wargaming Pay to Win, and Vikings versus TTT.
It seems like your microphone is a bit laggy.
God. Let me check if I'm still downloading porn. Nope. Not really. And I have no idea why it's lagging. In Discord my speech says it's okay.
No, could be well, currently is better. Maybe it was from my side.
No idea.
Vikings versus TTT. Tournament mode.
So we need to take a tier 1.
The room is up. Yes, I took the earring. I'll spectate Vikings.
Yeah,
Let's see how it goes.
Well, I already have a kind of idea how it will go, but we will see. Might be some surprises, you never know.
Well, I've seen some replays from last week from Vikings where they made some mistakes, but I know that they're good players, so let's see whether they can do better as last time. So this week is Neighbors, in which they last week lost from Wargaming Pay to Win.
Did they lost 3-0? No, I think they lost 2-1. Eh?
I'm not quite sure. I don't think I can check that somewhere.
Yes, we can. You can see the results, right? Maybe look. Schedule ship lineup. Thought I had the results.
20 Boy streamer
I don't have the results
on YouTube. It's funny videos. Yes, I have also seen some.
Sorry?
20 Boy.
No.
He's making some content on YouTube.
YouTube's. Where is the results list? The schedule list, but not the results.
I think there should be some kind of list in which you have a global list of where people stand.
I think yesterday I only saw the one for our league, so trying to quickly find it, but and I accidentally again jumped into the general League of the Sea channel instead of the documents.
So M4. We wanted it vice versa, right? I'm on Vikings and you were in TTT, or does it not matter? Because otherwise I have to swap my names on the stream.
I don't care, but if you, I know you like the rules, so let's swap.
I just swapped it on the list.
Yep. Never mind. I don't care, you know that. I don't give a rat's ass.
No, whatever. Okay, let's do that.
Let us just not interfere.
Anyways, it's still 0-0, so we are waiting. Anyways, you're ready, I guess?
I'm ready. Not much I should do.
We're waiting for the last two Vikings
Okay.
to appear on the stream. Online, on game. Yeah, they make us a challenge indeed. There's the final one. I'm gonna jump into the chat real soon. Because I don't have two screens.
Excuse me? You don't have two screens? Me neither actually. I was planning on setting it up, but no time. I was planning on setting up a second screen on my computer, but no time.
Yeah, I probably should install one as well.
It's a little bit easier. Also, you get a black screen when you switch, but alright, who cares? It's not like we're professionals.
No, still like waiting for the donators that get that better stuff. But in the end, it doesn't matter. It works like this.
So, how many donators do you have already so far?
One. Well, they bring it to cow. That's special.
Yep.
We're ready. Let's go.
And here we go. First match. Warriors Path. Shukaku on TTT, North Carolina M4, Amagi Bobo, Charles Mattel for Amazing, Atago Natsumiku, Chapaya for Eclair, Kutuzov for Ro Frenzy, Itogan for the Benson, and Zombie Cheese on the Loya. On your side.
So we see in Vikings the Shokaku a double Amagi, Martel, and Atago Atakao. So they don't bring any Chapayev, but they're bringing an extra DD, which is Yakizuki, and they have a Benson Loyang.
Akazuki for the AA, of course.
Yeah. Well, it's a good one on this map. We've seen it work in the B side that Shokakus have barely any chance. Although the non-Chapayev, I wonder what will bring them. Yeah, no, you don't need to shoot fence.
I like it. This is World of Warshock. This is not World. Oh, it's shooting back. Oh my god. You don't have to shoot, Joel. Oh. Okay.
There you go. So, what is Vikings doing? They're heading off towards a heavy A push and a slight B.
Well, this is setting up. On our side, TTT is going towards A. Benson, Atago, Charles Mattel. Amagi is gonna go in the middle. Kutuzov, North Carolina, Loyang and Chapayev going towards C for the moment.
I'm a little surprised on the heavy push. You have Takano, Atago, and Amagi and Martel and Benson on the A side. Well, I just have Loyang and the Akizuki and then Amagi heading off to B/C. So. Yeah, we see the equal split now from TTT.
Yep.
I'm guessing Vikings is now spotted as well. So TTT has seen the heavy push.
All of them. Except we even saw the Sukar. Benson just fell back a little bit because of the spotting from the planes. This is going again now to A.
So far, Vikings does not have seen the Chapayev yet, so Akizuki is being a little more defensive, but he's not blocking the cap on B either, so there's no AA help for the Shokaku.
TTT already switched a little bit in the tactics. I think the attack on the Charles Mattel only gonna rest and hold off A. Benson itself is now going a little bit towards B. Shukaku first went to the C side, now is going back towards the A side, which could be tricky if you look at the amount of ships from Vikings on the A side.
The Martel, they have chosen to resend them back towards C side.
That's interesting. First,
yeah. It will take some time for Vikings to get into their position, I guess.
On the fire, low young spotted. On the other side, the Atago and the Charles Mattel are exchanging fires against the two Agadakos, both spotted. Little Timmy is being spotted.
It's a different strategy compared to what we've seen earlier, that B is at the moment uncontested from Vikings at all. While they have the benefit of an extra DD.
TTT is already noticed that a little bit, so they're now inside of the cap with the Benson. B. There's been some exchange of torpedoes on the C side, not really.
Well, since Vikings does not have a Chapayev, they have, and TTT has the clear overhead on the C side. So Vikings just can't press on to C anymore. See how they hold back.
Do you think the North Carolina for TTT is pushing in a little bit far? I guess you think it's safe because of the C cap already capped.
Pan.
Charles Mattel already took a lot of damage. Cannot heal, of course. Two Atagos from Vikings.
Welcome in, baby.
Anymore.
The only one from TTT spotted are the Charles Martel, which is kiting, and M4. So M4 is getting in a good position to help off the Charles Martel, I guess.
But he has to be careful because there's two DDs on that side. Oh, you're still on C.
Is radar of TTT already used?
I'm not really sure because it seemed like the DD was spotted by plane, but I can look.
You can see TTT already moving in an order so they can focus fire on the A side. They already have a clear control of the ships in C already. Like there are 4 ships from Vikings in C, while the TTT side only has 2, 3 on their side. I'm guessing 3.
They have 3 there, yeah. Chapayev, Kutuzov, and Loyang.
Yeah, TTT has a good steady position here.
Atago and Charles Mattel now kiting and running away, but still arresting the Atago and the Amagi.
Still no big game played yet. TTT has lead and they're holding it firmly so far.
Eclair just sent out some torps towards the Atago and the Amagi and the smoke. We know the Amagi's in there, we can see that. We see the Atago going in there. I have no.
Yes, so far,
Ooh,
like
Atago Brombos.
the Vikings, oh, they're getting some torpedoes here.
That was not expected. I just don't understand why you went there.
A good dodge, though. I mean,
Ooh,
yeah, they're
no
not
hits.
getting
Yep.
any.
Lucky. That was a risky move. Oh, he did it. He did was hit.
Well, you see that Vikings currently don't have any map control over
Vikings
A
also
yet. They're
torps. Not
stuck
bad.
and
Yep.
they can't go
Ooh, they
anywhere.
go out. Just in front of the smoke.
They kind of have to make a move already, like either on C or on B. I guess they're contesting A, they're holding A. That's fine.
M4 is sitting like a king in the middle of the 3 islands B. There's some rogue torpedo. Magi getting some fire from the Vikings from A. I do think that the Vikings, Charles Martel is kind of close for really kiting. The seaside.
The Benson gets shot so far.
Well, the
Vikings has already lost the Takao, so the Vikings decided to make a move there onto B. They know they have to contest something, so they're making a
I
move
also
on
think
D.
that the DDs will try to get M4 there. At least they're gonna try. Yep. 2 DDs from Vikings showed up. They're recapping B.
It was a good shot on Kutuzov from Timmy. I'm guessing from Timmy because he's half health, it seems. You see we see the TTT guys already moving towards the outer side with the Atagos. Yes, Winner Martel.
Yep.
Keeping the flank.
Keeping the flank, but also if possible they recap
and
take it back.
Their Magi is kind of sitting there
yep.
on
and getting HE spammed.
The other side.
Now he's in smoke, but he is on fire as well. M4 getting torps. She probably will take. Ooh,
yeah, they miss. I mean, the smoke is further on the west side.
No, I meant the torps on M4.
No, they're just spotted.
At the moment, we don't see any Vikings from TTT side.
So Vikings are doing it easy on the C side. Now they have both the points, A and B.
They have to because there's like 300 difference almost. Eh?
Yeah, that's already after 11 minutes. So Chapayev is making the move there from TTT. I'm always questioning, like, what would Vikings already have in their mind, because they seem to be working on a point and then they don't have a second plan or something. Because TTT is like wrapping them around.
Yes. Well, for the moment, there are Magi and Atago, and there's the Vincent, still hiding in the smoke.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the Atago and the Martel, although they're barely spotted.
Torps incoming on Zombie Cheese and Chapayev. Easy dodge. No need to worry. Yep.
They are.
Players moving upwards. Definitely.
Both teams are giving away like the same amount of HP
Yep.
to one another. I think I haven't seen what happened to Zekal, but he was
I
shot
tried
pretty
to reach the
bad.
smoke and then it got a
Able
few
to
hits.
pull.
I don't
No.
think it got a torp because I counted all the torps. It got some fire. Actually, it was already lucky that it didn't got a torp. The torp, I think it just outrun the torps. It looked like.
The both the Amagis from Vikings are also like they're pretty close to one another. They're not really able to hit the North Carolina that great. Neither the Amagi because the Amagi is unspotted. So you get just like decent shots out of every salvo, I guess.
And also, if they now keep exchanging their health, it will be bad for the Vikings because they already down one cruiser.
Well, since TTT already recapped the B point, they're gaining the
What I
advantage
don't
again.
understand is Aero Frenzy, the Kutuzov, just sits in C. He is shooting HU towards
Well,
the DD.
it's good, I guess. TTT is
North
withstanding
Carolina
the
shot Akazuki.
everyone to recap.
It's a DD down on Vikings side. Oh, there's an Atago at A from Vikings. So he decided to try to do something about the two flankers, but he's alone.
Well, you can see the game being made now.
Amagi TTT Bo now from behind. M4 sitting as a king again in the gap.
At this moment, I only see like on practically every one of the Vikings, there's just one and at sometimes two of the Vikings to shoot at and target.
True, but I also actually see the same with TTT, to be honest. They're focusing the Amagi, but the two flankers now focusing the Atago. Actually, the Charles Martel got another hit.
I'm just like looking in a way and how Vikings would win this is probably by playing it a little bit more wide.
Ictogan should go in. No, it's already finished. Points. Yep.
It's game one for Vikings.
No, for
No,
TTT.
for TTT.
It seemed like they were sort of trying to find out with each other where the soft spots were in the beginning. They were a little bit careful both in their approach. In my opinion, the TTT did went directly for C. Benson went for A and then changed his position towards B, which was actually a good move because they kept an undisputed cap.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really the purpose or just because he was spotted that he just fell back a little bit the bench and then went to B because they noticed B was not being kept. I think they quickly figured out Vikings also went for A and C.
Yeah, they got the clear spot, and then you see the movement from where they're going, and the disadvantage from Vikings not having a Chapayev. I think that dragged them at the moment. They weren't able to push on the seaside, which I think they initially had in plan, and they couldn't breach through or finish off enemies at A either.
Well, if I look at the League of the Sea rankings in the game board, it looked like Vikings didn't win any game yet so far. I think it was until last week. So.
Well, we know that Vikings is relatively young in clan wise. Like they're good players. They combine well in their team play. But the question is how often they train and combine in order to play with League One. As in League One, you really have good teams, people who already play for good times together. I wonder.
thing I don't really understand is if I look at the points, I see that.
So your microphone is a bit
Really?
falling away. Have you got the sensitivity
No.
up?
I normally don't do that. Because then you can hear everything. Even if I breathe.
Godfather. So for anyone who wants to know, Vince is streaming on the TTT site, and it's twitch.tv/VDFF76.
And everybody knows Johan 1. Or is it Johan only? Johanna 1.
Johanna 1.
Well, this first match kind of came. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's the first league. It's the hardest league. It's the best teams there. But
probably we as OP won't do that bad and that great either in
definitely not.
In League One.
Definitely not. No question. Don't even think about it.
so hats off already for that.
And the placement's done by clan average stats, so even the clans who don't have that much experience can get a high rating because of that and can get into League 1. What of course happened to Vikings. And there's also, I think, Flight is not really for me a clan which I've seen a lot of times. Well, everybody's seen UFR, MDIV, OM, VGP, 2V, Omni, TTT. Those are of course the everybody knows them. I also think that if we look at our league, it's also quite surprising, quite competitive so far until we've seen. No room up yet, I think.
20 boy would notify me. So
good, that's good.
Room is up.
Good.
Everyone go Smith. Sea of Fortune in game 2.
Again, Vikings took it up the call with them.
Like, as if they don't have a current Chapayev player online or something.
Or maybe they train to play without any Japan.
Or maybe they try something, yeah. Or they have practiced, like, we won't know unless we ask. Seems like they bring an extra Kazuki again. I'm to Vikings again.
Yeah, like I said, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm just streaming, so. We're waiting for one more Vikings again. it Timmy from South Park? Timmy! Timmy! And play ball. I think they're waiting for you, Jon.
We are also ready, so let's get it going.
Go, go, go. Well, at least Vikings now know how the TTT plays a little bit.
Lowering the music again.
That's all too difficult for me. I still need to sit back and relax a weekend to get everything.
Yeah. Vikings, double Magi, Martel, Atago, Takao, Benson, Akizuki, Loyang. So same tactic, same setup as last time.
Did change something. Shakaku, Amagi, Charles Martel, Atago, Chepaev, Kutuzov, Benson and Loyang. And they changed the M4 now in Amagi instead of North Carolina. For the rest it seems to be the same setup, same players, same ships.
Charge! Would be funny if I detonated.
General quarters.
I got you a fire.
Enemy cruiser.
So
They're heading off to C and B.
TTT has a different approach. They're going with Loyang and Kutuzov and towards A. Chepaev is gonna go sit for the radar, probably positioning at F5, I think. Maybe he'll stop at G5, but I think F5. Amagi is going with Loyang and Kutuzov, and the rest of them are going towards C.
I'm wondering why JSpec does it again. Like last game, he also initially went off for A, and then he turns around and goes behind the fleet off to C. Hopefully the Amagis played a little more open now.
Well, put some shots out, so it should be detected now. Aviation is concentrated in the middle.
I think TTT has already seen it.
Yeah,
where
we
they're
can
heading.
see 5 ships at the moment. Now 3, but they have a good idea where everybody's going. Yeah.
So Vikings saw that there's a Kutuzov and Amagi heading for A, and one Amagi heading for C.
The only thing we haven't seen is the Charles Martel so far. And Chicago.
I see the Chicago has a 2-2 setup, so we'll see how that works out with the drops. So B is uncontested so far.
A is uncontested.
According to the play, like I don't know whether TTT has the Benson or the Loyang on A.
There's the Loyang on A. Benson is on C.
Surprising.
I'm under fire now. The risky Ryan also had some shots on him.
Well, the C side has been decapped, and that's good. Like, I don't think Vikings wants another delay from 300 points on the A and B
They
side
are
again,
one
like
cap
last game.
behind at the moment.
There's literally no radar or hydro on the seaside. So Vikings has the open option to go for C.
Correct. And they have Lo Young and Akizuki probably around B. B is being kept at the moment by Zombie Cheese. There's Lo Young. Somebody's shooting some torps at C, which is going nowhere actually. He might hope to chase out Ictogon with the Benson, but he's not there. Benson already left and being spotted by the planes. Well, if they don't do anything with B, they will cap B, and it doesn't seem like the DDs are going in there. The DDs are just trying to arrest them with torpedoes, which is not gonna hit anything. Now we see the Charles Mattel finally. B is capped. So that's 2 caps for TTT and 0 caps for Vikings at the moment. Oh, Amagi did got a big hit from the other Amagi from the Vikings. The M4 got a big hit. It's definitely a Citadel.
They're about to get the third cap.
Well, if they do can take out the Amagi in an early stage, it would be good for Vikings, but they have to do something with the caps. There's the Benson in C at the moment, immediately spotted by Chicago from TTT.
Attention, reporting the target position.
See, I know that the Chapais don't always have to be taken. If you see the game from TTT on playing on the back, that would be, I think, very viable to have a Chapayev around to pull them out of the smoke. So on this map, it would be less viable, I guess.
But they chose for 2 flankers again and 3 Ds, so it's a choice you gotta make. Kutuzov got a hit, big hit. Not sure if he's visible. Oh, he's out of smoke, that's the reason. He always skidded.
Yeah.
He has to run. He's going way too slow, I think.
Well, it's good. The breaking, the dodging the shots from Amagi.
Zombie Cheese is now coming in with a new smoke, but I don't think he can reach Kutuzov. Kutuzov is breaking now,
also trying to get back for the smoke.
Kutuzov knows that he's being smoked from behind, so he braked, but big AP coming in. Ooh. And he's still not outside of, he's still outside of the smoke. Now he's going backwards. I think he will be gone now from your screen.
Not yet. It's still it's visible. There's a good potential shot there on Kutuzov.
M4 withdraw a lot, actually. He was in the A cap, but now he's already at G5. It's gonna help put the fire on C.
Yeah, Ectogan is spotted for some times.
Yeah. So far, just now he got some few hits, but if you look at the amount of time he's been spotted and the health he has lost.
Well, he didn't get spotted that long, right?
Vikings having the sea cap at the moment. And meanwhile, Kutuzov's been killed, which is not really that strange.
By fire?
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
If you look at the health pool from Vikings compared with TTT, doubt it will take long before they also take down one ship from them. There's the Atago, there's the Akazuki spotted again. Even Shikaku being spotted. I do think that in time maybe also Kuluch will gonna have a shortage on planes. At the moment Akazuki's being targeted, being focused also by Benson, Charles Martel, Amagi even.
All stations, requesting fire on the designated target.
They really want to get rid of that Akazuki. Chapayev now visible and under fire from TTT.
Well, the Chapayev still is well, he's blocked by the island. So if Vikings can finish him off. We can see the Loyang is trying to help the Chapayev already. So Vikings is yet 300 points off already.
At the moment TTT is contesting C.
Ooh, nasty. This is nasty.
Yeah,
The bit Benson
that was
dies.
also not really expected, to be honest. I would have expected Akazuki to die earlier.
Can I get the Charles Martel?
For Amazing is low on health. Torpsing towards the Benson. We now have both the Amagis from TTT and Seaside. Which is actually good because they M4 quickly changed.
What?
Ooh, Benson.
It's fair enough. I mean, TTT is already pushing on to C while Vikings is going back to B. Vikings are getting into a good position to shoot down the Loyang and Chapayev on A. And the Martel is also near that, so it's a good job. The question is yet, how long do they still have?
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
I bet Deltago will be Megalodon Tox will be focused now. Yep. Because they've seen 2 DDs on B, both kind of low health. Akizuki only has 7, 8 points in the Loyang itself. Ooh, just got hit by the Benson. Good job, Benson actually. Ooh, and he dies. They finally got a Torb in him.
So Chapayev near that. Loyang and Akizuki are holding off there. I don't think the Loyang, well, he is seen.
Chapayev and ooh, there goes the Chapayev. Yep. Nice.
There goes Akizuki.
Gonna be exchange festival now. Looks like Shukaku is also under fire from the Amagi.
Well, they have to make some points because TTT has 3 caps and 950 points.
Charles Martel is laying it back in it.
It's like I said, Vikings is fighting back. This time on low amount of time, they couldn't finish.
But it was much more closer than the first game. Well done, my Vikings. Good try.
Yeah.
TTT did have much more troubles.
You see how important the Akizuki is in the need of AA support,
Yes.
or how much he can do actually. Like, it's not needed, but when you have it in a good place, solid place, then game could be made on certain positions.
But you have to admit it, it's an AA beast. It's unbelievable for DD. I've seen with Casey in our games, he shot down more planes than any Benson ever will do in Akazuki. Akazuki is just a mini Kutuzov. The Akazuki shot down 40 planes. The Akazuki. Werner Emerita. It's twice as much as the Shokaku itself did. I'm also quite surprised they don't play with Kutuzov as well. Vikings.
They're like 20 just replied onto me, like they want to have more engaging gameplay, like more kiting, etc., and less smoke. That's why they bring it.
Well, that's a valid decision to take. Yeah. Although I do question the Atagos, but we just discussed it before we went to stream. Atago isn't that OP anymore. Of course, it still had the Helvy gem, but it has lesser. It has a lesser range. It has lesser gun turret rotation. It has lesser maneuverability, rather shift time. I'm not really quite sure about the turning circle. I think it's maybe. Is it bigger than a Charles Martel?
Which one?
Atago. Let me have a look. Turning circles 790.
Well, no, I think it's smaller.
790 for Atago. And Charles Martel has 690. And the rudder shift time, it's like 4 seconds lower on the Charles Martel than on the Atago.
Yeah, although like we've had it in our games that Atagos, if you combine it to Martels are just quicker and more agile than
Much easier to
Atagos.
dodge. The benefits of Atago still stays the 10 kilometer torps which you have. You can torp without being detected. You can health regen, of course. And that's it.
So, neighbors, the map of the week.
Which is a fun map to play.
Updating scoreboards.
It's 2-0 for TTT.
Four spectators.
It's actually nice if you look in the harbor. You can see that now also with the animations. At least people who are watching the stream see something happening on the background.
Oh, you don't have game
No,
cap?
I don't have a game cap. I have nothing on there. It's your fault.
Screen
You
capture
dragged me
instead of
into
game
this
capture?
streaming stuff, so it's your fault. I had to do everything on the fly, sort of. quickly. Come back home from work, eat, put the kids in bed, quickly put on the computer. No time to put anything in there on the stream. My stream says it's very empty in here. got the Dunkirk harbor, so it's nice. Fires, planes coming over. Cool. Well, recap. Vikings did pick up the stuff a little bit better. They acted better towards the movements from TTT, in my opinion. But you do see the fact that TTT has a lot of experience. The Amagi in the beginning, I thought it was why it was so much. In the beginning it was heading towards the A cap, and then it got shot a few times. It got a citadel, then it immediately let himself fall back. Then he fell so much back that he could target the Vikings on the sea to help the rest of the team there.
Like as we got intel from Vikings that they are getting the lesser smoke tactics, like they're already playing on it. Then still the Atagos, which are very nimble ships and very stealthy, they're still used to within those smoke settings.
Yeah, well, maybe they're already practicing for the coming patches, which I still find a good change in the game. It's not for nothing that you see that all the tournaments which are now being organized change their rules as well for the smoking ships. There's just too much smoke, it's too static, it's no fun to watch. Also do have the feeling that the games now which we look at are they pass quicker than the games like in King of the Sea, for instance. It's nice. A lot of people complain about it on the forums I see about the smoke. It also brings back again the more, what do you call it? You have to have more skills now than before. Not that I'm not saying that sitting in smoke and putting a good smoke is no skill, but it does help you.
Well, like back in the days when we started in the betas, we already discussed that it would be more realistic in order to have visible when you shot in smoke. So where you finally see that in going into live action.
Yeah. Although on the other hand, we all know when you have ships in smoke, if they're static in smoke, it's really easy to pick them off and sink them. You don't need that many shots for that. Especially because those ships usually are more squeezier than other ships.
Yeah. And back in those days that we played the team games, like with the 8 Atago games or the 9 Atago games, like you needed so many Atagos in order to make the fire and the kiting stuff work, that I wonder when it actually works, like having these Atagos and Martels so many, and then yet putting them so close together. Like we've seen Vikings currently lost 2 games in having lower amount of caps.
Yeah, the problem is not really the way they play, the problem is the fact that in cap. They did try it, and they even had a 1DT more than TTT. So the settings...
the room is up already, so
good.
Join it.
Okay.
There we go. Ready?
Ready. Yeah, toilet has to be done. Also you have to clean up afterwards.
Resi. TTT is Resi.
Here comes the third game. On TTT side, Sukaku, Amagi, Charles Mattel. Atago, Chapaev, Kutuzov, Benson and Loyang. And again, they did not really change much in the setup. The fact that I now see Grova in the Benson. So they did replace a player.
So Vikings has double Amagi, Charles Mattel, Atago and Takal. Again, and Benson, Akisuki Loyang. Could work here.
Yep, again go for the 3DD tactics.
Depending on the strategy that is happening. I will kill you.
Yo, you don't have to shoot.
I want the detonation.
That's it. Boy, indeed. Here we go.
Okay, I'm on the Bombers team now.
Well, actually, I like to prefer to see the overall picture, so I usually go really high.
I want a slightly more realistic approach, I guess.
Well, the bad thing is you can miss some certain things. Wait.
Weird scout planes.
Okay, TTT is going with the Benson, Atago, Amagi towards C. Loyang, Charles Mattel, Kutuzov, Chapaev and Amagi going A. Not really directly going towards A, but well, I do think they are going A. It seems like they will leave B uncontested.
So Vikings are heading off towards A and B and C, so approach.
Well, that was kind of to be expected.
Kind of like I expected the Benson Otago and Magi to A and Martello Magi Otago to C. Akisuki, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Maybe launching off some torps. Hey, well, he's taking the position of Kutuzov.
Gonna use the AA cover for the Loyang, which is in the peak. Smart, but on the other hand,
So Timmy is already on the heavy fire.
he's also the only one being spotted at that side, so you will get the focus fire. And the Charles Mattel already had a good hit on him by little Timmy, I think. Klein Timmy. Timmy. Or Tim My.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
I must say that I noticed the last few games the Charles Mattels from TTT, the for amazing. Every game he gets a lot of damage already in the beginning.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Yeah, needed.
Kutuzov had some really big hits on them. Kutuzov already near dead. 11,000 from the 40,000.
And the range from the Chapaev and Amagi, it's already pretty good.
All stations, requesting fire on the designated target.
So Vikings had to smoke the
Amagi
Amagi
has
to protect it.
yeah. Yet the Amagi is unable to take down any DD that will go into A. He is being recontested, so there is no DD in A.
Fire, and he's taking fire from the Atago, but he should not be spotted. Actually, it's 4.1 kilometers. kind of just. I think those were lucky shots on him. Not really lucky, but lucky in the sense that he knew that he was where somewhere, but not really pinpoint where the Benson was. Benson already lost 10k health. On the other side, Kutuzov and Charles Martel from TTT also kind of low on health points in the first 5 minutes.
So Grove was going down,
Yep.
that's for sure.
He will be killed by Akazuki and Atago crossfire. Strange thing is that Atago's still there. Why is Atago not dead? Megalodontux.
Oh, the Benson from Vikings is going down. He's going down, that's for
I
sure.
think he hit the. Yeah.
He stayed too long.
And Atago also dead now. Vikings. So it's 1DD versus 1DD and 1 cruiser. All health pool from Vikings. It's kind of the same.
Vikings on C is pretty healthy. On A, they're semi-dead.
Nah. Atago being disappearing from the map. On C side we still have the Amagi and Charles Martel being spotted. Then the other Amagi on A is being spotted. TTT Atago is topping from a real far away distance. It's more than 15 kilometers. I think he's just trying to scare off the Akizuki and the Loyang which are there. Bobo is under fire and also burning.
Yeah, like again, the Vikings, they should make a move onto the guys and then proceed on to helping the A team. The team on A. But probably Vikings is heading off to B and assist the C guys.
Zombie Cheese is capping A now at the moment. Again, Vikings will have 2 caps against 1 against them.
Well, this time, like there's nearly 10 minutes gone, and they're not that much of a threat. Like previous games, they were already 300 points behind.
The first game, yes. Second game, it was the same timestamp, sort of the same. At least that's what it looked to me. Is the Loyang still at C or is the Loyang now heading towards B from your side?
The Loyang is in between B and C.
Amagi and Natago getting a hard time there getting out. Kutuzov being spotted now. He's only targeted by the Akazuki. He's targeting himself, the Amagi. We have a focus fire from 3 ships towards the Amagi.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, 20 goes out solo. It's quite surprising, really.
Really going for the Amagi to kill him.
Well, it's good they make the push now. Like they kind of have to. But all of a sudden, he's alone there versus these two ships.
No smoke cover.
No smoke cover, alone in the open. Other Amagi like T4 and 4, he can also continue helping.
Parachayus trying to helping with planes, but
And the trade is out.
46 and Atago can finish him off. Which is actually not a good trade for Vikings. Still
Well, still pretty even. I mean, Amagi and Takao on the A side managed to withstand all of it.
In the meantime.
Which is good. This works.
Torpedo hit on the Amagi. Zombie is still full health. Kutuzov is taking it easy, but also on the top fire. Will they hit? No, they will go out.
24. Okay. Werner und Marita.
Zombie Cheese is going in for the low young from them. I think he also hydroed him now. But he's taking a risk because he's being spotted.
Yeah, well, like Vikings, the Shuyan is having a hard time getting into that position.
Will die.
Again, out of it. Will he die?
Still alive. Other
No,
side.
we dodged. Fine.
There's some shots on the way from
So far, shots
I
incoming.
think he will die now. Oh!
And then also dodge. Another dodge. Great.
Charles Mattel from Vikings is hitting Zombie Cheese. Low Yang.
Shuyan making the game interesting.
That's what I said. He did
Great.
take a risk there.
That was a high risk. Oh, like Shuyan dies after all. Too bad, too bad.
Well, he actually wasn't spotted anymore, and I doubt if he shot his shells the moment that he still could see him. I think he just guessed where he was going.
So Vikings has retained the game so far.
Yep. They're still in control of 2 caps. There's a Charles Mattel from Vikings at sea, I think.
I wonder how many planes Bridges still has. If he got enough torpedo bombers, etc., then he can help the Martel with the Atago. Vikings are in totally no need of any push, no?
Yep. I also don't understand why the Loyang took that much risk to smoke out their Loyang. He must have known that he would be immediately spotted when he used the hydro by planes or anything. Because B was controlled by Vikings in the air.
I'm looking forward for the turn back from TTT now.
I also do think that the Charles Mattel and Chapai have to take a long time before they round that island.
Well, they have retaken it.
Atago and Amagi from TTT now getting the focused fire. Especially the Atago.
Oh, just that RNG from Timmy.
I saw it, he just missed.
That could have been a nasty shot.
Ooh, there's a broadside shot. Ooh, Charles Mattel. M4 is still burning. I think it was from the planes, or was it a Charles Mattel fire? Natsumuki is
So
gonna die.
Takako Brambos is going down pretty fast already.
Natsumuki cannot take any hits anymore. 249. This will be the end.
Brambos just used damage con, so one fire and he will be dead.
The enemy is about to win. Battle ends in 5 minutes.
One battleship, 2 cruisers for TTT, 1 DD, 2 cruisers and a battleship. And they both have steel there. Oh, check out. Claire is now moving into the B cap. They have to do something. 825 points against 600. Charles Mattel getting focused now. And Magi. Some hits on him. Eclair is capping now. M4 is gonna retreat towards Eclair. They don't have any smoke anymore. The Vikings still having the Akazuki. But this so far has been a good game for Vikings.
Yeah, it goes well. Probably Eclair will eat some torpedoes.
Yeah.
So the game reset. 1, hit 2.
He's dead.
There you go. Eclair.
Klein Timai. He will die as well, I think. Is this a fire?
There you go, Martel down.
Martel down, nice.
So game 3 is done for Vikings, I guess.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
M4 might try to get Damagi and Otago.
And after all, you see Takao's work. Lead to the 3.
981, 984. Will not take that long anymore.
Yeah.
I even doubt Damagi will survive.
What?
I even doubt that M4 will survive. He's healing now. I will survive. 2000. Another HE coming in. And he's dead. And it's 1000 points. Good game for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Actually, both teams made a strange move with the Amagi going into Bloodthirsty and
With Yamagi?
the Vikings Amagi chased the other Amagi.
Well, that move, like, I was surprised he went out so extremely far. Maybe he could lay back a little more, but in the end, they got the kill on the Magi, and it was a fair trade.
Yes, but would you trade a ship when you're one ship behind?
It could have ended way worse. Like, if M4 from the back would have helped, then I guess the TTT Amagi would have lived on sea.
Good games.
Anyways, it was good to watch. Like, the last game was not a big surprise in my eyes, because Neighbors has the potential to go without one Chapayev. But yeah, everyone is on strategy, so
Yeah.
looking forward to new strats.
Well, again, GG Vikings this game. Well done. And they also they put a
Good
good
game.
fight on the second one as well. The first one was kind of like, how do you call it? Like feeling each other a little bit and looking how they reacted. It's a 2-1 for Viking for TTT. Vikings took one game. Good of them. I think all in all they cannot really complain about it. Nice to watch. I do think that in the last game they both made strange moves. I didn't see that really on the first and the second game. The Vikings just packed out well for them. That's it then. And I would like to thank the Vikings and the TTT for us to be streaming them. Or I would like for them to the opportunity for us to stream them. And I think I'm gonna stop streaming now. Thank you as well.